jumped out to me was Washington and the Commanders. I mean, they went from a franchise that was radioactive waste to how many times can we get Jayden Daniels on television? So Washington has 8 straight games with no 1 o'clock window. Okay, that's where they were buried for years. Get Washington out of the way. Jayden Daniels to me has, and this was sort of his comp. I said he was going to be like Lamar Jackson light. Not quite the runner, but better in the pocket early on. Crazy fun. NFL defensive coordinators last year just had trouble figuring him out. So, I mean, it's very rare when the NFL goes by year 2, yet we're putting him in the biggest spots. Monday Night Football against Mahomes, it's Washington. That's because of one guy. And then at the end of the year, Philadelphia on Fox, standalone game, Saturday. Oh, the following week, Christmas against the Cowboys. Then the following week, probably the biggest game of the week against Philadelphia. And my take is they'll be battling either for Washington a playoff spot, I'll think they'll be in, or they'll be battling for the NFC East crown. Because I think Dallas and the Giants are significantly weaker. But the Bears' schedule, marquee games late. They don't want to throw a lot of Carolina Panthers, Saints, and Cleveland late. They got Bears on a lot of those big TV games, and they'll be flexible. And Washington, they're out of the 1 o'clock window already. Even C.J. Stroud didn't get Houston this kind of schedule in year 2. That tells you that Washington's been a sleeping giant in this sport forever. There used to be a 100-year waiting list when they had a different name. And now, year 2, like we're stacking them all over. Chiefs, Monday Night Football against Mahomes, Cowboys, no coincidences with NFL scheduling.
Okay. Well, you heard it here before, months ago, that Jayden Daniels is box office. I've been saying that for a while, and I take such issue when Colin keeps calling Jayden Daniels Lamar Jackson light. Because there ain't nothing light about Jayden Daniels. Jayden Daniels is Jayden Daniels. He's not Lamar Jackson nothing. But we'll leave that to the side. We'll just focus on the schedule right now. So far, and I'm doing this little by little, I think I've only been through like, I don't know, 5 or 6 schedules, honestly. The Packers, the Eagles, the Ravens. You know, I honestly already forget. I'm just kind of doing this all today right now. So far, first glance, this is one of the easier schedules for the great team, for what I believe is a top team. The Eagles have a brutal schedule. The Ravens have a tough schedule. And, you know, like, for instance, the Eagles, like, I don't see many kind of games that I can just automatically say, oh, that's an easy win, or that's an easy win. And even though I think some of these other teams for the Commanders will be, you know, some of these teams that are going to be better than what they had originally been, like the Seahawks, the Raiders, etc. I'm still kind of looking at it through the lens of like, well, the Commanders, you know, they should have that game. They should have that game. And week 1, New York Giants, like, I think the New York Giants are certainly going to be a better team than they had been in years past with Russell Wilson, but more so by like week 3, week 4, week 5, not week 1. You know, they got to bring in a brand new quarterback. And I know Russ has been around the block once or twice, but still, like, they don't have that same level of continuity that obviously Jayden Daniels and the Commanders are going to have. So I think that's a massive advantage for them. So even when those games can can be a little weird and be kind of a catch game at times, I think in week 1, that just gives that decreases the chances of something like that happening. Unless Russell Wilson really does just hit the ground running, which, you know, is definitely possible. But yeah, I mean, there's so many interesting matchups for here. The thing that I'll say is, and I said this when I made the Eagles video, I absolutely positively hate the fact that we got the Eagles Commanders 16, then 18. I hate that. I'm just going to be very firm with that. I've been talking about and trying to predict when are the Eagles and the Commanders going to play each other? And I kept saying when they play each other is going to matter so much. And I said, are they going to try to have a repeat like we saw with the Vikings and the Lions? Winner takes all, this big epic matchups. And I said that's like a dangerous game to play because you can easily get a game that doesn't matter. And now at week 18, there is a real likelihood that Jalen Hurts and Jayden Daniels are both not playing, or just one of them is not playing. And then it's like, you just robbed us of an awesome game. And to put the Eagles and the Commanders 16-18, you realize there's also a great chance that they play each other in the playoffs. So they're going to play each other like 3 times and potentially like a 5-6 week window or something. I don't want to see. I mean, I want to see it like, I want them to play each other, but like, spread out the wealth a little bit, man. Like I just don't get it, honestly. Like, and it's just, they talk about wanting these games to all be great down the stretch. Like, y'all understand that like week 9 and week 10 are really important. I mean, like, first off, I'll be honest with you, like, I earlier on in the season, a little bit earlier on in the season, to me, like the middle of the season is when things get, you need those games so much more because there's a lot going on, Halloween, Thanksgiving, etc. And like, you have teams that are dealing with injuries, like like the leaves are starting to fall. Like, I don't know, like winter starts to set in a little bit. And like having like the Bills and the Chiefs played each other in the middle of the season, like I needed that game, honestly. Like I needed like a re-energizer of like, all right, like let's go. Like, I don't need a Seahawks and a Miami Dolphins game, right? Like, I'm like, I don't know. And I don't need, like, we're already entering the playoffs now, where now we know the games really matter. It's the playoffs. We can't wait. A lot of times, week 17, week 18, like, unless you're really competing for something, you're kind of watching that game just hoping that you get through it, and you're just like, please, no injuries. Honestly, the Eagles and the Commanders game, even if that game really matters, even if it matters for the division, unless one team's fighting for the playoffs and it's like winner gets into the playoffs, loser doesn't, I'm kind of just like, please, everyone stay healthy. Just please don't get hurt. Honestly, that's the way I look at it. When I was watching the Lions and the Vikings game, like that game definitely had more repercussions because of the bye and whatnot, but I'm still just kind of like, please nobody get banged up. Like I want to see these teams actually be in the playoffs when it really matters. I don't want to see a hobbled Jayden Daniels go up against the Eagles in the playoffs, or a hobbled Jalen Hurts, or Saquon or whoever. Like, so when you're playing big games that late into the season, I'm kind of like, I just want everyone to stay healthy. I don't want people to be banged up in the playoffs like that. And everyone's already going to be banged up to a degree. So I don't know. And it was nice to have the Commanders and the Eagles. The Commanders were a hot team, and the Eagles were, also a hot team. But like, the Commanders had a lot of energy behind them because Jayden Daniels, a new thing, right? And having them play each other in the middle of the season, like that was fun. That was energizing. So having these big games at the end, I don't know. It just doesn't do it for me as much, quite frankly. But I think they're also missing, the Commanders. They're missing a few other barometer games, what I often call. The Eagles, obviously, you're in the same division, so that's an embedded barometer game. And the Chiefs are a barometer game to a degree as well. But like the other barometer potential games are the Ravens, the Bills, again, and it's hard to really know exactly who the barometer teams will be until we actually see how they unfold, because the Lions could be as well. But we have to see how consistent they are with a new coaching staff and whatnot, and maybe even the Chargers as well. But yeah, I mean, this is just a totally winnable schedule, honestly. And like I keep saying, like, one of your hardest, what should be one of your hardest games of the season could turn into a game that fundamentally does not matter for anything, or it's incredibly easy because the Eagles won the division and the now they're sitting everyone, right? And their seat is set in stone, and they just rest everyone. And or you already have the division locked up and it doesn't even matter now, right? Like, so I don't know. I don't know. And I think also when you're game planning for a game, knowing that you're playing them that you're playing them in week 16, and then you're going to be playing them again in week 18, and then Obviously, we have to see what the playoff outline looks like, but it's like possible. I mean, you realize it's possible that they play them in week 19, right? Like week 20, like that's very, 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 very much at play. And so not even just from an entertainment standpoint, but then just like how are these teams even going to go about it? So then we kind of get like a different style game. Like, I don't know, man. That's just the way how I'm looking at it right now. But yeah, man. I said the Commanders are box office. I said that. And now apparently the NFL is saying that too. Jayden Daniels is Lamar Jackson light. I mean, I think I know it's like not meant to be like a negative, like it's meant to be a compliment, but I don't know. That comp, the way how that's phrased, just it's always irked me a bit, honestly. Yeah, I'm excited for this season. There's also some of these other interesting matchups that I'm excited for the Commanders. Like I am excited to see Penix. I'm excited for this new generational guys. I love watching Josh Allen and Joe Burrow go head to head. I love watching Patrick Mahomes and Lamar Jackson go head to head. I love all that. I'm a junkie for that as well. But like I'm also excited for like this newer batch, right? Even Jordan Love, throw Jordan Love in there with Jayden and Caleb and Michael Penix, like JJ McCarthy, Bo Nix. Like I'm excited for this new batch of younger guys to get after it, right? And obviously Jayden Daniels is the one with the massive head start and is wearing that current crown. And it's gonna be cool to see, if he continues that, it's gonna be a fun watch. And then he still gets to play really only the one truly established in Patrick Mahomes. I wouldn't say Jalen Hurts because Jalen Hurts is kind of like an in-betweener between like he's not older like a Mahomes, but he's not younger like a Jayden Daniels or JJ McCarthy. He's kind of still in this like middle ground right now. But yeah, I'm just a lot of great games that I'm excited to watch. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about Lamar Jackson light? Is Jayden Daniels the NFL's next superstar? I just saw that question right now. I'm happy I did not see that question and that I did not read that until now because I would have went off. What do you mean is he the next NFL superstar? He already is the superstar. What are we saying? Oh my God. He was a superstar last season. Like why? What are we talking about here? Oh my God. He was already a superstar. I mean, outside of honestly, and the Eagles dominating the Chiefs in the Super Bowl, and it was the Super Bowl, I would have to say probably the most exciting game was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers versus the Washington Command. That was, with the having to go for it on so many fourth downs, and then the fumble, and then the field goal hitting off the upright. Like I mean, like it was so. I mean, like it was a wild game. I feel like if you're a general casual fan, if you were watching all the playoff games, that was probably the most actual exciting game. Typically general casual fans aren't going to love like a blowout, like that's why even the Super Bowl probably wasn't the most entertaining game from just the moms and the dads of the NFL world who are just casually watching games. So, is he the next NFL superstar? It should be like clear Jayden Daniels is an NFL superstar, but even that question sounds dumb to me. I don't know. But those are just my thoughts. I'd absolutely love to hear yours. What do you guys all think about the Washington Commanders and Jayden Daniels? Let me know in the comments below. I read every single comment. So whether you agree with me or disagree with me, either way, let's get in some discussions. Let's get in some fights. But ultimately, let's just have some fun. And please do consider subscribing. We're building an amazing community here and absolutely love to see you part of it. I want to build something that we all genuinely feel connected to. Something that we're really excited to be part of. I think we're on our way to doing it. And please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, as it really does help with visibility and the algorithm. Thank you so much. See you next time.